So, dear Dhamma friends, in morning tonight, we all, through this all the practice and all other bodily, verbally, and mentally actions, we look for freedom. So, freedom is kind of like a very expensive word. When you look at the human history, generations to generations had many kind of activities to gain this physical freedom. And even though we achieve this physical freedom to certain level, freedom of speech, freedom of action, freedom of living, freedom for our human rights, but still there is something deeply inside struggling within us, and that is freedom from samsara. How spiritually we can become free? Why? Because mostly we spiritually, even though we look for freedom, name of that freedom, slowly what is happening, we become prisoners to our own spiritual practice or the tradition or believing system or the rituals or sometimes for disciplines. And in the beginning you had the idea to find the freedom, and then later you end up becoming a prisoner. The misery is, even you become a prisoner for this spiritual world, and sometimes you don't see it. You don't see your own practice, your own believing, your own rituals, and your own culture is become the iron bars for your spiritual prison. You don't see it. You appreciate it. You hold it. You become more friendly with it. You start to believe that. So, this is happening for a long time in this world. But time to time, there are spiritual masters, spiritual leaders, wise people come and help themselves to get out of the prison and then start to share their knowledge. When we look at the human history, the Buddha is one of the greatest spiritual leader or the master, or that as the highest of the human mind, and he achieved to the soul and saw how this prison happening, and he helped us to come out of this prison. So that is the Dhamma that we follow. So the very nature should be then, when you practice the Dhamma, it always should make you free. That freedom should be freedom. That freedom should not be another prison. So that's why you have to be very careful. That's why you have to look yourself. That's why you have to question yourself while you practicing. Whatever you do, behalf of your practice, behalf of your freedom, don't allow that anything to make you a prisoner. So it is your responsibility. So how this prison happening within ourselves? There are three things that develop this prison unknowingly. It's like when the light become more closer, so ourselves, sometimes it can make us blind. So what are the three things? Kama tanha, bhava tanha, and vibhava tanha. These all three things build up our prison. So what is the kama tanha? So the kama tanha means With our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, we have a desires to find the satisfaction. So that satisfaction sometimes in the world people look as a liberation. Because in that very moment you satisfied, kind of like you feel you complete. So that is kind of like getting drugs. You feel high when you go with this sensual satisfaction. But the thing is this, nothing wrong with getting it, because that's the human nature, that's the nature of the world. But the thing is, what is wrong, you believing it as freedom. So even though you satisfied your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, as ordinary people, we all are in this journey of the spiritual practice. We all have to start from the beginning. Ordinary person, suddenly you cannot expect that he going to perform all the great spiritual practice. No, we have to go through this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. We have to use this all the tools what we have. But the thing is, the believing it as eternal, believing it as permanent satisfaction is the prison. So because once you start to keep doing it again and again and again and again, what will happen? It is start to develop a current. That current we call habit. Once the satisfaction become a habit, it has power to take us to anywhere. And you will never find the end. And you will never see the direction. And it becomes very difficult sometimes to reverse that pattern. So then what you have to do? While you enjoy whatever with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, while that satisfaction happens, rather than criticizing this anything, while that things happen, remember, bring the attention. Because when you bring the attention to that moment, you are safe. Because that attention itself, that awareness itself will take you to the right direction. Remember, as human beings, we come to this world with this great skill. This is the skill help us to, from an ignorance level to attain to the enlightenment. This is the tool that help us, nothing else. Attention or the awareness, clear comprehension, sati sampajanya. So that is the tool, nothing else. Even you practice whatever other rituals, other cultural behavior, patterns, other ethics, remember, if you're looking for final liberation, you have to develop one thing, that is attention, awareness, clear comprehension, sati sampajanya. So always give priority to that, rather than becoming blind with sensual pleasures. While you having the pleasure, bring the attention. Then when you keep doing little by little, little by little, little by little, once it become powerful, the beauty of the sati sampajanya or clear comprehension or awareness, the itself, the whatever you experience, that moment you become the experiencer, and you get the power to handle that moment according to the way you want. So that's the basic level. Once you have the strength to handle, it is not controlling. By understanding, you know what to do or how to do things. So that way you have power. You're not going to lose anything. You have power to experience this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind to the highest level. How beautiful it is. Because when you're not having the awareness, remember, even though we have this kama chanda, that we have, even though we have kama tanha, so that means even though we have this sensual pleasure, the desire to find the satisfaction with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if you don't have the awareness, you cannot experience it, even in the very basic level. You cannot even just have the life in the very bottom level. Even you cannot enjoy anything when you don't have sati sampajanya, clear comprehension, awareness, mindfulness. So that's why in the basic level, because in the Buddhism, the one purpose of this teaching is, as a human being, your life should be successful. You have to be happy. So even if you look for happiness, it becomes a profitable skill if you do it in the right way. So otherwise, it is not just giving up everything, going away and escape from this society, and you go and hide somewhere and become isolate yourself. No, you have to be in the society. And you have to be with other people. And at the same time, when you have the awareness, you become your best version with others. And you have ability to experience to the highest with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So if you don't have the awareness, even in the basic level, as an ordinary person, what will happen? Rather than becoming your best version, you become your worst version to yourself and to others. So that's why people get tired, worried, disappointed regarding themselves. That's why sometimes people hate themselves. That's why people most of time angry within themselves, because they experience their worst moment or the version rather than experiencing their best version. So how you can transform from worst version to best version? Develop the awareness. You don't need to change anything. Just keep doing, because no one going to change because of I tell you. So you going to do it because you somehow you do it. But what I am telling, to get the best out of it, be aware. Develop the sati sampajanya, clear comprehension, awareness, mindfulness, clarity. Knowingly start to do it. That's so that way you break down the prison itself, the psychological prison that you build up with the desires, kama tanha. And the bhava tanha, there is the desire with the existence and beyond this life. And sometimes people forget, as an ordinary person, we are human beings. We dreaming beyond that and looking ahead something else, to become somebody, become deities, become angels, become a light, become aliens. So people have different things, and they may strongly attach to become. They dreaming to become. So that also a prison. But in the beginning, the misery is they look and they wish to become like that way, to come out of this prison, because they don't like, they feel like they stuck, and they feel like this very moment they are in a prison. So that's why they dreaming to become. So remember, if you don't understand and if you don't become very clear with the moment, with that unclear mind, whatever you wish, it never going to become successful. It always going to bring you the miseries, sadness, worry, unhappiness. So then remember the very first thing. If you are not happy, if you are not satisfied, if you are not complete in this very moment, if you feel the sad, worry, unhappy, remember and start to give little attention yourself and start to perform your best. Give your best when you do bodily, verbally, and mentally action, and bring the best out of you through these actions. And whatever you do, even little things, and try to do it perfectly, clearly, correctly. And that way, you will see, rather than dreaming to become somebody, the very moment wherever you are, whatever that things that you have to do, whatever the responsibilities there, when you able to perform, remember, your prison start to open. And that way you start to come out of it. But if you hate the place wherever you are, whatever you wish, out of that wish, that there is nothing going to come back. Only thing is the prison that you are going to become more strong, more strong, more strong. So then when you, rather than attaching with the bhavatana to become, start to be complete in this very moment, because this very completion as a husband, wife, children, friends and family members, as a man, as a woman, as a child, so whatever the responsibilities you have in this very moment, take it to the maximum and perform your best. Do your best. Don't look anything ahead. So that is a way from the ancient time. That is a way to break the prison. So remember that whatever the responsibility came to you, there is a reason it came to you. You became a husband, there is a reason. You became a wife to this man, there is a reason. You have these children, look, millions, this that the human beings every day come to this world. How this child came to you? Why you suffer because your own child? There is a reason. So even as children, sometimes you suffer because of your parents. There is a reason. Be wise. Don't fight with it. So start to see you are in the prison. So with that disturbed mind, don't wish for anything. Just accept it. Be calm down and relax. Take it as the best opportunity for you. And only thing is, try to bring your best version and do your best. So that's the thing. Even in the ancient time, even in the Mahabharata, and even in the other things that you see, that when the situation comes, when you have responsibilities, so you just do it your best without complaining. And then you will see how you going to release it and how you going to come out of it. But the thing is, sometimes when we have the responsibilities, we always look how other people are going to judge about it, forgetting that how that responsibility came to us, why we are in that very moment in that place to get it. So that's why, remember, in any situation, so wherever you are, if you feel you stuck with situation, don't fight. Just do your best according to the position, according to the responsibilities that you carry. And that way you will see little by little, your prison become disappear. And vibhava tanha. And there are people, and they hate this everything. And they say, I never want to become this way. I don't anything anymore like this. This is enough for me. Just becoming thinking like that, you cannot end this. What you can end? Just thinking like that. Look yourself. There are a lot of things we all tired. Do you think we can end suddenly because we don't like it? Do you think like the way you turn change the TV channels, you can change your existence? No. There is a reason so far we came in this samsaric journey. Then right away, you cannot illuminate that. You cannot change that. You cannot erase that all. So you have to be wise to understand, and rather than hating and rather than having the blind faith regarding something, be wise and see things happening because of necessary conditions, things. So then understand that conditions. Once you understand that condition, you have power to change that all. So that happening as a part of your understanding. So for that, only one tool you have to come out of this, all the three prisons. Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. Kama tanha is with the sensual pleasure, with the desires. It will take you in this sansaric journey, up and down, hell to heaven, heaven to hell, hell to heaven, heaven to hell, like that. And then the bhava tanha, the existence, with the blind faith sometimes, and we going to experience very different ways, and there is no way return that we can understand or we can come to this point to experience this dharma. It's so long. It's kind of like becoming a turtle. Thousand years under the sea, you will never see a very single tiny light. So, and the vibhava tanha, and so whatever that you think this all going to end, that also never going to happen like that way. So only one tool you have. So that tool is your awareness. Remember, there is nothing else. Praying, okay. The praying, chanting, also the very meaning of this whole practice, bring your awareness and developing your awareness. The chanting, the very Sanskrit method of the chanting in the beginning of the history, and then came that to give up yourself and be focused. So that is the main reason people start to do the chanting. And the chanting, practicing rituals, believing, puja, oh, this all, meditation, this all, remember one tool you have to master. So that is your awareness. Clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, understanding. So develop that little by little knowingly. Whatever you do in the surface level of life, give your priority to your awareness. And that way you will see how it works. So if I give another analogy for this, it doesn't matter in the middle of the summer, the hottest day, and if you try to take a magnifier and move that magnifier around here and there, and putting in the cotton under that magnifier, and you cannot bring any strength to burn that cotton. But even in a very gloomy day, but if you get a magnifier and start to hold the sunlight to that and focus it without moving, and little by little what will happen, that sunlight start to accumulate and go through that magnifier and have power to burn it. Your consciousness, your awareness, the same. When you become busy, shallow mind, and your strength, your wisdom going to disappear. So develop the awareness. Even it doesn't matter very gloomy day in your life you experiencing. And you have power to develop that awareness and get the best out of it. But if you don't develop the awareness, clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, and even you have the best day in this world, if you don't have the awareness, you will not going to get anything out of that day. So remember, wherever you go, rather than focusing to outside situations, to break down this prison, find your freedom. The key is awareness. So develop that. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. So during this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca mehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.